Hey, I just finished The Library of the Dead by T.C. Huchu, a 2021 or 2016, I can't remember, uh, fantasy novel set in kind of a near future where the dead do walk amongst us, and our heroine, a Scottish 14-year-old girl of Zimbabwean descent. Her grandmother, who is from Zimbabwe, is still alive, and she and her sister live with her in kind of desperate straits where they're always late on the rent, and Ropa indeed is trying to keep up the rent in this place where the roads are gone. There's not really electricity. The police officers are back at, maybe just continuing on in harassing poor people of color. That, this is the UK, but the whole idea of kind of socialized medicine is a long, long memory. And she is supplying her living as a ghost stalker. She actually, what she is doing is, as she says in the opening, is basically is delivering messages from the dead. She can play her instrument, kind of tune into their wavelength, and talk to the dead, and get paid for delivering messages to the living. Their relatives and such, or maybe perhaps people that they're haunting, and like, okay, what do I need to do to, let this person, kind of put this person to rest so that they can go away and stop bugging me. There's At the very start of the story, it's very much children are going missing for some reason, and a ghost has come to her mother who wants to help her child, and she's very much kind of the practical, kind of hard-bitten noir 14-year-old with a Scottish accent at the beginning of this, saying like, "Hey, this ain't no charity," kind of thing. But her grandmother kind of says, "No, you need to do stuff. You need to do right by people." And there's kind of, she's the moral, kind of her moral compass in a lot of ways. And so she looks into it. At the same time, through one of her friends, she gets introduced to this library. This library where she gets inducted as sort of a apprentice, as a student, to learn the fundamentals. There isn't any classes, at least that she's ever gone to at this point. There's books, very much kind of on the thermodynamic side of things. Though we're not in Brandon Sanderson world here, where we're going to get a deluge of rules and mechanisms of the thing. It's kept on a much more kind of later, more lively tone than that. Now, through the book, she does have various kind of encounters with people. The milkman, a particular horrible brownie in sort of a situation where children have been enslaved, umbilical spirit like umbilical cords coming out of your belly button, that give the creature abilities to basically make you feel like you've had a samurai sword rammed through you. If you try and get out, you're basically held on a leash that is as long as your intestines. And she goes through all this stuff. She's very good at getting through all of this stuff. She does have assistances, friends, a certain scarf. So there's that, but she does get through these things fairly well. I really enjoy her voice. I think that is the thing that is the big strength of this novel, is that there's that voice, and there's a sort of sense of this place where, it just does feel like the world's fallen apart, whether it's ecological or economical or whatever, or some other thing. It just feels like it's gone apart. They're ruled by some kind of king. Long may he reign. Everyone has to say that to everyone else, giving you the sense of sort of rather fascistic tendencies that have risen in the world today and have continued on, and we've got a bit of a king, or maybe just a freaking warlord, who rules over Scotland Scotland now, and there's talks of loyalties and things like that and rebellions. Um, yeah, yeah. So I mean, I do feel like maybe she gets through things a little too easy. This is definitely has that. It's the setup for a thing. So we she meets the final big baddie who you sort of figure out is going to be the big baddie just through the paucity of um, of possible baddies. You know, you meet someone at the beginning of the novel. Turns out if you only meet a couple at the beginning of the novel, then you know who it's going to be by the end. That you're gonna who's gonna wheel around in their chair, and that's going to be the person. Dum dum dum. So there's that. Um, there's a bit of a Peter Parker. You know, it's like, oh, she's going to be bad at all this stuff, but maybe she's still going to have money troubles. You know, things maybe are a little too neatly tied up for her at the end. But I do like her voice. I do like Ropa's voice. I think T.C. Hoochu really has that voice going for him at this point. And you know, just that kind of there's that kind of the combination of being a young girl of 14 and being able to, but also being kind of tough as nails in in a world that there are no supports. She's got to just kind of be hard scrabble for herself. Sort of wish she was a little bit more hard scrabble, that things didn't sort out so neatly. I mean, maybe that's a part of the genre thing of it, but yeah, yeah. Overall, I enjoyed. I enjoyed. So yeah, I guess that's my review of The Library of the Dead by T.C. Hoochu. More videos later.